Hello and welcome back to another video on Behind the Curve Gaming. Today's episode is probably going to be super short unless I add something on to the end of it. So probably not uploaded for about a week and a half. My little girl's been ill, unfortunately, and that's taken up a lot of time to try to get her back on her feet again, running around like a little mad princess that she is. So let's just get into what we're going to do this week. So I have a small CEX trade pile. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to go and take this in tomorrow, as in Saturday morning, just because they've not got anything in stock at the moment. So it's like, oh, here's some stuff to trade, and I can have a look at a couple of game shops that are there, then come home again. Don't really know. So let's get the trade pile out. I've got it somewhere. Here you go. So last week I put up a little what I picked up the week before, whatever it was. I picked up a few games and I said, right, I'm going to sell a few of these and I'm going to trade a couple in. So the trade-ins, I decided were the two wrecked ones. That was Remember Me and Gran Turismo Sport. Now, I'll need to look up quickly what they were, but I think they might have been £6 and £4. I think that's £10 trade. I'll correct myself right here, if I'm wrong. And I put up Dead Space 2 Limited Edition, Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year Edition. I think it's just those two. They've not sold in a couple of weeks or so that they've been up, so yeah, they were both probably sub £10. A lot of competition. Fine. And the other two, so it looks like I've actually got 4 standard black DualShock 3 controllers. I picked up these two at random, both DualShock 3s, no rattles, both in good condition. I've tested both of them. They both work really well, and they actually look like in really good condition. The price of DualShocks have gone back up a little bit. Before Christmas they went down to £25 with a 16 trade-in, and now back to 28 with an £18 trade-in. So I've had these sat around for a while, and you might just be able to see the direction that I'm going with these is that I'm going to get more of the colour variations from them. Maybe not white. The white always looks spectacular to me, but I really want a silver one. As of last week when I last looked, the silver is actually the cheapest DualShock 3 available, £25. I don't know why that hasn't tracked with the standard one at least. I think they look quite good. And there's a couple more that I want, like I think Gunmetal or something like that. But these both work, there's no damage to them. They both got barcodes. That's £36 voucher. They've just been sat here. I still have 2 more black ones. I'm sure one of them's either a 6-axis or doesn't work. Whatever. Couple of blues, got a red one in the house as well. So we're in a good place on DualShock 3s. So 2 controllers, 2 games, that should be £46 if my maths is correct. Am I right? Yeah, cool. And I'm back on the Vinted a little bit this week. It's very easy to get into doom scrolling, just sat there refreshing endlessly. If you do that, you're going to come across a lot of good deals, but there are people that are just going to cancel those deals if you do get in there and pay it first. There's some that looks like they've literally just popped up when you've refreshed. You're right at the top there, bang, and you click on it and it's already sold. Like someone has seen it like 5 seconds before you and they've just checked out like that. Sometimes even changing the delivery address or something is too long and you'll lose it. Really annoying. But I did snag something at the start of last week, and that is a pair of Apple AirPod Pro 2s. Now I believe, I forgot exactly what it said on the listing. I put the listing maybe here. I want to say it's a generic listing, AirPod Pros. They said they're well used, well worn, but they still they work perfectly well, but they have no one to pass them on to, so they're selling them. So I believe they were either £15 or £20. I might have had a couple of pound balance on Vinted, but for the princely sum of about £18, 70 something, I got these delivered, tested them, cleaned them up a little. Now they do tend to pick up marks quite easily, these cases, and the actual whatever they are, any earbuds and things tend to pick up crap, as it were, but these seem to work and charge absolutely fine, and it turns out they are Pro 2s. So they're not the USB-C ones, they are the Lightning ones. I think they're the last of the Lightning ones. 2000 something, the model number. So I've checked it all out, and even if they're taken at C grade, that is a £90 trade-in voucher, and they cost me £18. So I think that is a little bit of a niche, because I've come across quite a few listings where people are selling their AirPod Pros and they're like asking about 30 quid for them. Now, if you're in the business of buying something to trade it into CEX and trying to get that at least a double up to make it worthwhile, because the whole economy of £1 is not the equivalent of CEX £1 voucher, that's a bad deal. You want to be trying to double that up. If you're trying to get hold of, you know, AirPod Pro 2s and you can get them for like 30 quid, and you can trade them in for 90 in the worst condition, if you're going for B grade or A grade, I think that's 100 and off of 100. That's a hell of a lot of money still. I don't even know what they're on at the moment, what gen they're on. Yeah, these are recognised on my Google device as AirPod Pro 2s, and they sound fantastic, they charge, they recognise, they both work. Hell of a deal, absolutely hell of a deal. They seem to come up for like 30, 40 quid. There's obviously a hell of a lot of fakes for these, and you've got to be wary. People tend to lose them a lot. I don't know how people tend to lose them or anything, or the cases stop working, and there's loads of replacements you can buy, and they're not cheap, especially the Pro stuff. It's mad. But if CEX is still giving out that much money, you know, if you can pick them up for like 50, 60 quid on eBay, but CEX will still give you like 90 quid on voucher trading, I want to trade them in, especially when I've got some, you know, PC parts I want to get. Especially if I'm getting a used PC part, that's still like £200 graphics card, and I'm getting a 5-year warranty on it. It's a no-brainer to me, so I can make that £200 graphics card, and I can make it with less than £100 real money. That's a good deal. So yeah, those are my trade-ins. So if these are accepted, I've never put Pros in before. Yeah, I've put some standard AirPods Gen 1 in before, and I still think you get like 38 or 40 quid for those. They were absolutely fine. So I'm possibly sitting on £130 in that little trade in there, which is incredible. Those games that probably cost me a £5 last week, the DualShocks which I've had since at least a year ago, that's money out the door. At this point, there's no point in me trying to track down how much they cost. So yeah, that's it. I will probably tag on the end of this video if I did go into town, if I did get them traded in, and if they were accepted, whether, you know, maybe the tests come back false or whatever, but they seem legit. We'll see what happens. On a side note, I also did pick up a big bundle of Doctor Who series, new Doctor Who series for the most part, and for these, they were just too good to miss out on. They were all £1 each, otherwise they were going to go to a charity shop. So I bundled them up. I recently bought this tin edition, and I think this one is in better condition than I got from CEX for. And these ones, only DVDs, but this one trades in for £5 still, so I will swap out better condition versions of what I have and don't have from that, and then move on the rest. So I think this bundle was like £8 or some nonsense. It's crazy, probably £11 delivered. And a little side note, it's not official yet, I haven't actually done anything about it, but obviously, although it's called Behind the Curve Gaming, which sounds like it should be a gaming channel, and ideally I would use that name, but I don't want to confuse anyone or do anything, and I don't want to diversify the channel. This is a video games merchandise franchise collection channel, right? As you can see by all the things behind me, some of it's toys and merchandise and stuff, most of it's to do with video games ultimately. That's going to be this channel. Whether the name changes, I don't really know, but I would like to make a gameplay YouTube channel. So there's going to be no links in this video because as of yet I haven't actually recorded or made anything of that, but I probably will be doing one of those soon. And honestly, I've got such a back catalogue and ideas enough that I could just easily just do that channel without buying a new game anytime soon. But anyway, might keep that in, might not. Thanks for watching, hopefully see you in the next segment, and hopefully this gets uploaded soon. Cheers. Hello and welcome back to the other segment of the pickups and trade-in video. Just a moment ago I would have told you that I was going to go see and actually trade a few things in if I felt like it. It was a nice morning, my little girl's feeling much better, so I took her with me. And we traded those things into CEX. Now, straight off the bat, they told me those AirPod Pro 2s were fakes, unfortunately. So I know nothing about all that Apple kind of stuff. I've realised that they're heavily faked, but I didn't think they'd be to the point where they've actually got all the serial numbers and model numbers on them. So never mind, we'll forget about that one. That was £18. Now, when I listened to them, when I was testing them, they sounded really good. Whether that's just psychological, because I thought, oh, I've got some actual pros here, they're good. I don't know, but I've got some Samsung ones, and I'm going to do a bit of a listen test on them, and then pick whichever one is better. If the Samsungs are worse, I'll trade those in. If they are better, I'll just keep those not Apples, just as a backup pair for the gym or whatever. So that's fine, not to worry. I don't pick up a fuss or anything. They said, yeah, they're not legit, the writing's not in the right place, that's supposed to be over here. So I said, fine, I'm going to do my due diligence next time, look up exactly where all these things are supposed to be. I do still think there's definitely something there if you do want to make some CEX voucher, but there's much smarter and more experienced people out there than me. But if you can get these kind of things for the 30, 40, 50 pound and they're still trading in for 100, that's not bad if you're willing to put that money into your voucher in the first place. It's okay. DualShock's not a problem whatsoever in the games, and we got £46 in total out of those, so happy days. Things, it was a nice morning. I had a quick little look in a couple of the other shops, just a very brief look, and I picked up a few things, nothing special, nothing particularly cool. I'm not sure if I overpaid for these, but this, I've not checked it, so I had a small child in one arm. This is the entire set, season 1 to 7 of Star Trek Voyager. Now, I've not seen them in this case before. I don't know if maybe they're supposed to come in like an overall box, but I have the kind of like a similar slimline version, which is just a little bit different, more like basically this style with the little slimline cases inside. And a full set of those is usually worth about £25 to £35. I think I do have those, at least I've got the DVDs for them. So I picked these up, £15 a pound. I thought that wasn't too bad. I've not seen yet to see if they trade or anything. I just thought it was nice to have. I don't know if one version is better than the other, or they just did an alternate version. I picked it up, I was like, that's cool. I need to be stopped sometimes, honestly. Now, I picked up a couple of games. Now, I'm not going to delve into it too much here, and it's not something I actually quite started yet, but I possibly on a new channel will be trying to do some F1 season reviews, maybe not reviews, but playthroughs, season playthroughs. And in that vein, I've got 2015 on Steam, and I've got 2020 on one smart delivery on series. I don't have any of the rest, so I need to fill in those gaps in 2015 to 2025. I'll only pick up the latest ones later on in the year if they're super cheap or a key or something like that. I'm not bothered whether it's Xbox or PC. But the only thing that my Glossy CX had in stock when I did my quick checks yesterday, across, graphics cards and Mega Drive and 360 and Xbox One, was F1 2021. And because it was smart delivery as well, £6, that's not too bad. I think 2015 to 2019, they're all £4 individually. So if I can come across those during boot sale season, or in the other couple of shops that I come across that have got games in them, if I can come across them cheaper than that, then I'll pick them up. But other than that, a going rate of £4 per game up until you at least get to 2020 and then 2021. I'm happy enough to pay that, considering that I'll be putting probably a good 10, 20, 30 hours in every game just doing playthroughs on them. And the other one, whilst I was looking at cash converters, £1.99, F1 2018. Now, they're not quite the same when it comes to FIFA, as in, as soon as you buy them, they're absolutely worthless and the next one's already released. They're still worth a little bit of money. So this is actually a £6 game on PS4. PS4 is always worth a little bit more money for some reason. So even though it's 2018, it's a cover reprinted. So it was a CDX game in the first place, and someone bought this for £5. But someone bought this for £5, and it's actually back up to £6. So the disc itself is fine. It's a promo disc. Considering it was bought from CEX, I'm hoping they don't have a problem trading that back in, because that's a £4 trade. So it's a quick double up. I'm not looking to play the games on words defining. On PS4, I'm going to play them on Xbox. And I wouldn't be keeping something as rough as that in my collection. It's cover reprinted. It looks awful. whilst it is a different edition, it's not got anything in there, it's just got a promo disc. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't think people are really collecting promos, not necessarily for like a random F1 game, at least not yet. Don't really know whether it's a win or not. I've got £46 voucher to add into the balance. I don't know where that is right now, but I'll put it right here. Okay, that needs to be more, preferably. Yeah, I need a bit of a sort out in here. I'm nearly full on my blue bookcases. There's obviously a little bit of space. Well, I've got like the VR controller there, just sat there. Xbox One isn't that big, so I've got the alien stuff down there. The printers, unfortunately, just living there for now. You might just be able to see the stuff that I picked up last week, the week before, the Star Trek Gore Cube and 7 and 9 box sets. Nice to have there. But yeah, obviously I do have a little bit more space if I don't display this stuff kind of like on the diagonal forward facing. I could obviously condense the Final Fantasy stuff, but I don't want to be cramming. So there is going to be an element of getting some stuff, maybe not gone, but just slimming a few collections down. At the moment, I'm completely off 360 PS3 sourcing. Obviously, PS3 late last year was big for me. I was into that. And right now, it's just gone down. So I'm not just going to suddenly get rid of everything. That's going to be pointless, especially when the prices, especially for 360, the prices seem to have gone right down again. Since that last summer mad rush when the Xbox store was going down, prices were rocketing. And it was all like people were just wanting to get in on that. And it was mad. So yes, we do have now the 360 rarities in CEX, but I think prices for those have been coming down. I'm sure Captain America used to be a 40, 42, 45 pound game. I think that's now not a rarity and it's 35. Don't quote me on that, I've not been looking too hard. But apart from the harder to find or the always heavy hitters of the 360, the general 90% of it is still incredibly cheap and has possibly even just gone down since last year. So I don't know whether all that kind of like stuff, there's plenty of really good games in there, but all that kind of stuff might follow the trend of the PS2, but the PS2 is still incredibly cheap. But for me, the PS2 is a little bit too old for me to play and enjoy. It looks dated, the controls are typically very dated. So that's why I think that onus has gone away from 360. Last year it was like, I need to grow this collection before all of these prices skyrocket. And all that store's gone, and there's only going to be certain ways to get access to certain games and DLCs and extra content. But I think that's gone away now. People are realising, okay, the store's down, but all this physical stuff is still available, so the prices have gone back down again. PS3 has been slowly going up. Occasionally I look at things like Black Ops. I think like Black Ops 1 is maybe I don't know, maybe a £3 game with £1 something trade-in, or Black Ops 2 is a £5 or a £3 trade-in. That's what it was late last year at least, which can suddenly make some of these older PS3 games that are very cheap usually and very abundant worthwhile picking up. If you can get them for £1 and trade them in for free or something, that's a win. And if you can get a handful of those, if it comes to a charity shop or a boot sale or a game shop that's just getting rid of them for 99p, that's perfect if they're not quite on top of their pricing. But again, I've gone away from that a little bit. We're on the Xbox, we're on some playing games, we're on PC. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below if you're hunting for anything. I know that some boot sales and stuff like that's open in the UK at least now already in March time, but for me nothing's opening for at least another month now. I think we've lost our local one, the council's taken it over for something else, which is really annoying because that had been there for a couple of years and was going from strength to strength. So I have to travel for my boot sales now at least 20-25 minutes, and when I've got at least one child in tow that isn't particularly infused in the first place, it's going to make it pretty difficult on some of these weekends. But I am going to know what I'm going to want. I'm going to know the kind of things that I'm going to look for, and I'm hoping just to get out on, you know, a nice Saturday morning like I have this morning, get out in the sun, get some fresh air. So yeah, please like and subscribe, leave some comments below if you can, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.